All right, what's up, everybody? I got sent another video. Let's check it out.
So I'm a high school English teacher in Texas at a 6A high school, and I teach 10th and 11th grade English. And today was just a brutally honest day from my students. They came off of a 3-day weekend from Labor Day. I was asking them, like, how was your break? How's it going? And no one responded. It was just static. No one said anything. Zero feedback. And I was like, why are we acting like this? What's the deal? They're like, we don't want to be at school. I was like, but why? You know, it's a Tuesday. It's only a 4-day week. It's going to be great.
Okay, so first thing that I recognized here is there's kind of a lack of empathy, being able to put yourself in a kid's shoes, because just because you were passionate about coming in to, teach, because clearly that's what you wanted to do, you went to school for it, and here you are in the classroom doing it. Why do you assume that the kids are also that passionate about what you're teaching? It's just very interesting. And the fact that she kind of leaned on, oh, it's only a 4-day week, and like that's the reason they should be excited. I think there's already a question mark there.
They're like, we don't want to be here. I was like, okay, like today or ever. And they were just brutally honest with me that they don't see any value in school whatsoever. And I don't know, it just kind of shattered me. Like, that was the attitude of every single class that I had today. And it made me like question my whole value. And I was like, okay, well, am I just wasting my time trying to like have good energy and trying to be energetic and engaging and with what we're doing today? And they're like, yeah.
All right. So I actually think that school is incredibly outdated. And I actually think that public school it's really just an enslavement to the system. It's teaching kids how to be employees. When I was in school, I don't really remember any teachers being of high influence toward being a business owner or creating something themselves. It was always employee, paycheck, 40 hours, clock in, clock out, weekends off, this, that, and then you just go right back to the whole cycle. And I just think people are getting a little bit sick of that. I mean, I don't think they really teach them any actual skills of immediate value in school. It's like everything is so complex and drawn out. And even when something is supposed to be simple, they make it even harder. Like that math situation where there was a core math or something like that, where they were just like, oh, math couldn't just be math. It had to be even more difficult and more complex just to solve a problem where you get to the same solution anyways. I just think, I think what kids are realizing too is that, they want to be more free. They want to be more creative. As I'm sure a lot of them on these 3-day weekends, they probably did a lot of spending time with family, hopefully outside, doing some naturistic stuff. Maybe not all of them, but, that's something that, they just don't want to be locked down and tied down to something. And so maybe if they were a little bit more incentivized to do something, to create, to use their natural creative abilities, maybe they would want to come to school a little bit more. But let's see what else she says here.
I've been teaching for 16 years. This is my 4th district to be in. I've been teacher of the year, and these kids just don't care.
Okay, so first of all, teacher of the year is not something that kids decide. I can tell you that right now. When I was in school, I can guarantee you none of us were ever asked who we thought the best teacher was. Like, I would be willing to assume that this might be a very few students that do, but even if there are some students that are asked, it still goes up to the superintendent and everybody else that's in the school. So there's kind of like a bias here, I think. But let's see what else.
I don't know. Is this just the way it is now? Like, I could go to Buc-ee's and have like the best benefits and the cleanest bathrooms and the best snacks and welcome everybody, and they're like, yeah, I'm in Buc-ee's and I'm excited to be here. And then there's me giving my all every single day in every single way to every single class, and they still don't care.
Now, I do empathize and sympathize with her because they always tell teachers they're doing the right thing. It's just kind of like this whole thing being locked in a system and just kind of thinking that what you're doing is correct and everything. But at the end of the day, she has a curriculum to follow. She has to follow those requirements in order to pass kids on to the next grade in the system. So even if she comes in and she has a lot of great things that she wants to teach, and even if she comes in and has these particular subjects and topics that she feels like she wants to push onto these kids for them to live a more valuable life, she still has to be locked down to a requirement that's made by the government and the school systems in order to push kids through.
I guess I'll try again tomorrow. Or practice. Welcome to Buc-ee's.
I think it's just interesting. I think kids should be pushed more to what their natural creative side wants to come out. And I don't think public school systems do that. I think you're all forced in a very small tunnel. Everybody has to go through that same tunnel. And once in a great while, you might have, different types of classes that you might be able to elective to go to, but you still have to have this core thing that everybody goes through. And I know people that don't even know how to balance a checkbook, or how credit actually works, or how loans work, or how money actually works, like investments and compounding and things like that. And then I heard recently that cursive was like being outlawed in some of these schools, which is wild to me. But I mean, it is what it is, but that's my opinion on it. That's what I think of the school system. I think everybody should be exploring their own passions. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.